Hello, dear sisters and brothers. In today's discussion, we are going to delve deeply into the enigmatic and profoundly metaphysical concept of what is called the Antichrist. Let me invite you to come along with me as we explore this together for our immortal soul awareness. ###, the concept of the Antichrist. The notion of the Antichrist has intrigued and perplexed humanity for centuries, weaving its way through religious doctrines, mystical traditions, and esoteric philosophies. To truly understand the essence of the Antichrist, we must embark on a journey that transcends the physical plane and ventures into the spiritual realms where metaphysical truths reside. The Antichrist, as perceived in various traditions, symbolizes a force or entity that stands in stark opposition to the Christ consciousness. This Christ consciousness represents the highest vibration of love, unity, and divine wisdom. The Antichrist, conversely, embodies deception, division, and spiritual darkness. It is a force that seeks to sever the connection between humanity and the divine, plunging souls into a state of ignorance and despair. ###, recognizing the Antichrist. Identifying the Antichrist is not a straightforward task. It is not merely a singular individual, but can manifest through various forms and energies that permeate our world. To recognize the Antichrist, one must develop an acute sense of spiritual discernment, which is honed through practices such as meditation, prayer, and a sincere commitment to living in alignment with divine principles. ###, deception and false prophets. One of the primary characteristics of the Antichrist is deception. In the end times, false prophets and teachers who distort spiritual truths for their gain become prominent. These individuals or groups may possess a charismatic allure and persuasive rhetoric, but their teachings lead souls astray from the path of enlightenment. They exploit the vulnerabilities of those seeking spiritual guidance, offering false promises and leading them into deeper confusion. ###, corruption and moral decay. The presence of the Antichrist is also signaled by widespread corruption and moral decay within society. When ethical values are eroded and societal structures become steeped in dishonesty and greed, the influence of the Antichrist becomes more apparent. In such an environment, the true nature of humanity is overshadowed by the exaltation of the ego and materialism, creating a fertile ground for spiritual darkness to thrive. ###, division and conflict. A hallmark of the Antichrist's influence is the propagation of division and conflict. This force seeks to fragment humanity, creating rifts between individuals, communities, and nations. By sowing seeds of discord and hostility, the Antichrist weakens the bonds of unity and love that hold humanity together. The result is an atmosphere of fear and mistrust, where the light of divine truth is obscured. ###, suppression of spirituality. In times when genuine spiritual practices and religious expressions are suppressed or ridiculed, the presence of the Antichrist is strong. The aim is to disconnect souls from their divine source, leaving them adrift in a sea of spiritual desolation. When society marginalizes or mocks sincere seekers of truth, the darkness of the Antichrist tightens its grip on the collective consciousness. ###, warnings for the souls of man. The souls of man are not left without guidance in these challenging times. Throughout history, sacred scriptures, prophetic visions, and the inner voice of the divine have served as beacons of light, warning humanity of the dangers posed by the Antichrist and providing guidance on how to avoid its snares. ###, stay grounded in truth. The first and foremost strategy to safeguard against the deceits of the Antichrist is to stay grounded in truth. Seek knowledge and wisdom that resonate with the core principles of love, compassion, and unity. Discernment is key. Align yourself with teachings that elevate the spirit and promote the well-being of all beings. Question and test all doctrines against the inner knowing that comes from a sincere connection with the divine. ###, cultivate inner peace. In a world filled with chaos and distraction, cultivating inner peace is essential. Practices such as meditation, prayer, and mindfulness help create a calm and centered mind, capable of perceiving the subtle warnings of the soul. Inner peace allows one to remain steadfast in the face of external turmoil, providing a sanctuary where the light of divine truth can be nurtured and protected. ############################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################################### powerful antidotes to the influence of the Antichrist. By serving others without expectation of reward, we strengthen the collective spirit of humanity and diminish the forces of darkness. Selfless service fosters a sense of interconnectedness and compassion, counteracting the divisive tactics of the Antichrist. Build communities of light. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals who share a commitment to spiritual growth and ethical living. Together, you can create a community that supports and uplifts each member, providing strength against the adversarial forces. Communities of light act as fortresses of divine energy, where the principles of love, unity, and truth are upheld and celebrated. The role of inner guidance. In the face of the Antichrist, the role of inner guidance cannot be overstated. Each soul possesses an inherent connection to the divine, a spiritual compass that directs them towards truth and away from deception. Cultivating a relationship with this inner guidance is crucial in navigating the complexities of the end times. Listening to the inner voice. The inner voice, or the voice of the soul, often speaks in whispers. It is the quiet, intuitive nudge that guides us towards righteous actions and away from harmful influences. To hear this voice, one must cultivate stillness and silence, creating a space where the divine can communicate clearly. Practices such as meditation and contemplative prayer are invaluable in tuning into this inner guidance. Trusting intuition. Intuition is the soul's way of perceiving truths that lie beyond the reach of the rational mind. It is an immediate knowing that bypasses the intellect, offering insights that are aligned with the divine will. Trusting your intuition, especially when it warns you of deceit or danger, is a vital aspect of spiritual discernment. In the presence of the Antichrist, intuition serves as a safeguard against falling prey to its illusions. Conclusion. In these tumultuous times, the presence of the Antichrist is a profound challenge to the spiritual awakening of humanity. However, by recognizing its signs, staying grounded in truth, cultivating inner peace, engaging in selfless service, and building communities of light, we can protect ourselves from its deceptions. Above all, listening to and trusting our inner guidance ensures that we remain aligned with the divine path. So, dear listeners, here we shall draw the curtain today. We hope you enjoyed this exploration into the metaphysical concept of the Antichrist. Do feel free to subscribe, like, and share, dear souls. Until next time, our blessings and peace of mind we share with you.